covering the future of energy isn't easy. At times, it even requires a boat.
2-hour ride out.
And that's especially true when it comes to offshore wind. I feel like a fisherman today. Today, we're traveling nearly 30 miles off the coast of Virginia to one of the largest federal leases to build offshore wind turbines anywhere in our country.
I mean, just impressive.
John Larson.
These are decade-long projects.
Is one of the project coordinators for Dominion Energy, who's building this. The federal government approved this as a research lease. The goal is to one day have nearly 200 of these things in the ocean, powering over 600,000 homes.
At the end of 2026, you would see a total of 178 turbines out here.
You might not think your vote impacts projects like this, but it does. There are, after all, different viewpoints between Democrats and Republicans. And that's because building and maintaining wind turbines isn't cheap. The total cost of this project is approaching $10 billion, and it's only expected to last around 30 years. Incentives passed by Congress often encourage companies to take on projects like this, which is why control of Congress matters. What do you say to the critics who say this is a lot of money, this is a lot of time, and there's cheaper ways to power people's homes?
This is the most transformational period in the energy industry since they began, stringing electric wires to bring power to people's homes. We have to have that same type of diverse generation portfolio as we move forward.
To be clear, John isn't political, and Dominion will finish this regardless who wins this year. But he says when utility companies diversify, it can mean cheaper bills for you when oil markets spike.
It takes away that volatility of fuel.
As far as the politics of this, it's not as if Republicans are completely against wind projects, although votes do matter, and not a single Republican in Congress voted for the Inflation Reduction Act this summer, which provided billions of dollars worth of incentives to build turbines. This election, many conservatives are campaigning on traditional oil and gas production in the U.S., which can be cheaper as a way to bring down the price of gas.
You don't see a lot of avian activity.
And then there is the issue of birds. Former President Trump has for years on social media railed against wind projects over concerns it kills birds. And while that is true at times, Scott Lawton with Dominion says cameras and antennas on the turbines here have yet to detect anything. Being so far offshore helps. So remember, your vote impacts how the political winds blow. Off the coast of Virginia, I'm Joe St. George.